Awene manene na manene kazi, ndia ni bulisa, ni nonke abasemonti. And it's a fight on Saturday on the Zone that has great interest for all of us here, the boxing fans in South Africa, because the big son of East London, Azinga, the Golden Boy Fuzile, is fighting in the main supporting bout of Devin Haney Jorge Linares fight in Las Vegas on a DAZN card, on an Eddie Hearn matchroom card in the IBF full title eliminator, and he's taking on Martin Joseph Ward of the UK. Now Ward has got a 24-1-2 record, 24 wins, 1 loss, 2 draws with 11 knockouts. Now, this is the second world title eliminator for Azinga Fuzile. His last one was the last time he's fought in September of 2019. I was ringside for that. It was a hotly contested fight, a tough fight. He was leading on the cards in the 8th round against Shavkat Rakhimov, who will be fighting for that vacant IBF world title later this year. Just had a draw with Jojo Diaz in his first attempt. And in the 8th round, Rakhimov put Fuzile down, he got up, and then a barrage of punches knocked him out. The fight was waved over without a count, but Azinga Fuzile, last time he was in the ring, fought valiantly, but he ended up flat on his face. Now, there was revealed in footage later that they administered smelling salts to Rakhimov. His trainer, then, the manager now, Colin Nathan, protested it with IBF, and they kept his ranking, and now he's back fighting in another world title eliminator. Good on his management and his team for getting him there. So he's got another golden opportunity. If he wins this one, he will have a world title shot against the winner of Rakhimov and Kenichi Ogawa, which might go to Japan. But he's got Martin Joseph Ward to contend with. We know what Azinga Fuzile is: good hand speed, 14-1 with that 1 loss to Rakhimov, 8 knockouts. He works the body well. He's a very awkward fighter. He's a southpaw. He stands in almost that Mayweather style Philly shell defense with a shoulder roll. Not a lot of guys that can pull it off. So he's a hard guy to hit, and it's hard to get to him with more than 1 or 2 shots. So that is Azinga Fuzile. He's been South African champion, held various of his in-between IBF belts. Now we have Martin Joseph Ward, and the fight was announced. Me and a lot of people, we just looked at BoxRec. We said, Martin Ward got stopped by James Tennyson, who was the guy who challenged Tevin Farmer and got stopped by Farmer. So this shouldn't be a big thing. Azinga should stop Martin Ward. Now, internationally, if we look at the pundits, most of them favour Martin Joseph Ward to win this fight. But if you look closer at Martin Ward's record, I've also looked at quite a bit of footage of him in the last couple of days. Now, he's definitely a boxer. He's not a fighter or brawler or puncher as such. And he had a very good amateur background. He missed going to the Olympics by a whisker, so he could have been an Olympian easily. And early in his career, he had 2 draws. The 1 draw against Maxi Hughes, he avenged that twice. And he became British champion, Commonwealth champion, and European champion. Now, to win a British title is more difficult than winning a South African title, simply because they've got many more boxers there. The sport is better promoted. So to win a British title, and then a Commonwealth title, and definitely a European title, that you can't be completely useless if you've done that. So he must have something. And what does he have? He's quick. He's got good feet on him. He moves very, very well, and he's busy. And that's what Martin Joseph Ward is. He's a hard-working, almost volume punching. I won't say that busy, but a hard-working, high work rate, stick and move boxer. A little bit like Sonny Edwards, that dethroned our own Moruti Mtalane a while back. He's a kind of a bit like that fighter. Although I would say a little bit more angle side to side, not easily backwards as much. But he was on a roll. He was on his way to the IBF title. At the last hurdle on the David A. Tony Bellew rematch card, he got stopped by James Tennyson. Now, James Tennyson, you look at his record, in his 28 wins, there's 24 knockouts. Right? So he's a British level, domestic level kind of fighter. He's not a world beater. And he has these losses, but James Tennyson can punch. He goes heavy-handed. Ward sent him down with a body shot when Tennyson stopped him with 2 knockdowns in the 5th round. But now I've got to ask myself, Azinga Fuzile, he's a better boxer than James Tennyson. I don't have any doubt about that. He's got quicker hands. Is he as heavy-handed? Who has he stopped on the world-class level? You know, Malcolm Klassen was a big name, but Malcolm was at the tail end of his career. I don't think we can read too much into that. Guys like Ibrahim Klassen Gender, a very solid African continental fighter on that sort of level, not really world level. Rakimov, I think he did hurt Rakimov with shots to the body. You know, that made Rakimov look very uncomfortable. But we should not make the mistake in thinking that Martin Joseph Ward is an easy touch. He's just as big a threat and he's just as difficult as Shavkat Rakimov, but in a much different way. He doesn't have the heavy hands. I can't see him stopping Azinga Fuzile. That would surprise me. But I don't think just because he has only 11 knockouts in his 24 wins, you must underrate Martin Joseph Ward's power completely. I've watched his European title fight. You know, he goes to the body really well. And just when the fight is even Stevens, he does set up his openings well and he catches you. He caught the Spaniard that he fought there for a European title and he did stop him. So I don't think he's a powder puff puncher. I think he's a better puncher pound for pound than Sonny Edwards is, definitely. But he is an awkward fighter for Azinga Fuzile because Azinga likes to come forward pressure guys. Rakimov overwhelmed him with a little bit of help. But he likes guys like Romulo Koasic, a Mexican he's fought, that comes into him, and he will stand back on the ropes and in the corner and do this Philly show thing and block everything, and then he goes with his hooks and uppercuts. He likes fighting in these explosive spurts, and I don't think Martin Joseph Ward is going to follow him into the corners and stand there, and it's going to be much more difficult to create counter-punching opportunities with Ward. And with Azinga, we're looking at more than a year and a half's worth of inactivity that he has got to shake off. Ward, since his last fight, has won 5 in a row. He's fought in February of 2020, went a good 10 rounds against so just a Mexican journeyman, Amparan, but he won every round. He looked good at it, you know, doing so. So he's got, I think he's got less ring rust than Azinga Fuzile has to contend with, and he's got better momentum running here. If Azinga would just have had that fight in September where we were all excited, I was going to go and commentate, had my blue suit adjusted for my lockdown weight, and then it was cancelled with a COVID spike at the last minute. If he just had that fight in September against Lunga Sitamela and got the rounds in and prevailed, I would feel a lot more confident. I don't like all this inactivity. You know, there's a switch from trainers. He's back to Mzama Chief in Jakanye. Nathan stays on as manager. His old trainer is back in the wing. It will be interesting to see if it makes a difference to Azinga. But what's worked against Koasica and against Rakimov until he got stopped, what worked there, things that worked there, is not going to work against Martin Ward. If he does that, I think he waits for opportunities and explodes and bursts. I think he's going to get outpointed. I think Ward is just going to outwork him and make the rounds go his way. Remember, he's not on his own home turf. He's in Las Vegas. Martin Joseph Ward is a matchroom Eddie Hearn fighter. The judges are not going to do him any favors. If it's a lot of close rounds and a 1 or 2 point fight, I doubt Azinga Fuzile is going to win this. He's going to have to win this clearly. He's going to have to knock down Ward, or he's going to have in serious trouble make the rounds clear or stop him to win this fight. Now, just as I fought with Sonny Edwards and Moruti Mtalane, I'm thinking kind of that Azinga's awkwardness can lead Ward into traps, and he can nail him, he can hurt him, and he can stop him. I don't think he's going to be able to do it early. He's going to have to slow down Martin Ward. It's an uncomfortable position for Azinga to be chasing after his opponents. And you know, James Tennyson could get it done, and Azinga is quicker. But I think fighters have off nights, and I think Ward had an off night against Tennyson. So Azinga is going to have to turn hunter here, and he has to go after Martin Joseph Ward, and I don't think that's really his style, and he's not a guy that works 3 minutes every round from round 1 to round 12. He takes little breaks in between, you know, where he'll just sit around over on the ropes and he'll make the other guy miss, he'll hot dog it a little bit, and you know, shake his shoulders and his legs a bit. He'll try and slow down the momentum, catch his breath, and then he comes on again. So if he is not able to stop Martin Ward, I struggle to see Azinga winning this one on points, simply because it's a style matchup that's awkward. I don't know how well Ward is going to deal with a southpaw style. There's a lot of ifs and buts here, because Ward, he likes moving to his left from this side, and now Azinga stands in the southpaw stance, so his leg's going to be here. So he's going to have to get his leg on the outside of Azinga's leg, and I think that's one thing that Azinga's got going for him. Maybe is a southpaw stance, because if he does his foot placement right, he can block Martin Ward from going that escape route to the left. But I've seen Ward moving this way as well, so he can do that too. So I'm thinking in this fight it's Azinga by stoppage, or it is Ward on points. And the inactivity worries me a lot. You know, okay, so Ward also had inactivity, but he's got a more conventional style. I kind of think that the fight can go where Azinga lands a counter here and there, but it's not enough to hurt him and get him out of there. And Martin Ward just keeps on working away and steals enough rounds to eke out a decision here. For Azinga, he's got to go and hit that body, because he's good at that. He tends to hurt guys on the body easier, and he's got to get Ward when he's in the range, because Ward throws combinations. If Ward just throws 1-2s and move, he's going to have an easier time. But when he opens up, that's when Azinga has to time him, and when he times him there, he's going to have to hurt him, and he's going to have to pounce on him. Now, I'm not sure if he can do that. So I'm going back and forth, you know. Obviously I'm a Azinga Fuzile fan. I'm a South African, and I'm supporting 100%, and I hope he brings it home. We need this victory. But if I try to remain completely objective and look at all the factors surrounding this fight, I have to think that Martin Ward is going to eke out a close, perhaps slightly controversial decision here against Azinga Fuzile. So I hope I'm wrong. I hope Azinga can show us why he's the golden boy, and get that explosiveness back, hurt Martin Joseph Ward and get him out of it. But if I'm forced to put my head on a block, I'm going to make myself unpopular, and it's not the way I'm rooting. As a supporter, I want Azinga to win. But I have an odd feeling that Martin Joseph Ward is going to win a decision over Azinga Fuzile on Saturday night. But let's hope I'm wrong. If I haven't angered you guys in East London enough, if kan isabukela, kan tofe like and subscribe. And until we see each other again, keep those hands up.